Welcome to A Gentleman's Take, a video podcast where we offer a more refined and sophisticated view on everything in this journey we call life.
All from the perspective of a gentleman.
I'm your host, J.D. Denbow, and this is my energetic co-host,
Mac.
What's up, man?
What's up? Here's a rundown of things that you can expect today.
We tackle a variety of subjects and activities and offer our take on them. Or, as they say in the common tongue, sitting around and shooting the shit. Is that about right?
It sounds right to me.
Awesome. So, again, a big thank you to our subscribers and our audience. It was a very fun week engaging with all of you. Just for a little follow-up for last Friday's episode, we had some feedback about hiding and disposing of a body. So I got some pretty good advice from one of our people. He said what I need to do, and I'm like, this is solid, by the way. You get the body, and you buy 10 blenders. And we do what I said, get the bone saw and chop everything up real fine like. And you take the pieces of the body, you put them all in 10 different blenders, you hit blend, you puree them. You puree it. You take the puree, you put it in a barrel, then you pour the lye on it to strip it of its DNA. You then take it and you just use it as compost for the garden, you know. And then that way, if it's ever investigated, hey, these are human remains. But there's no DNA. And you just say something like, yeah, this was a cousin or a brother, and we just dumped his ashes. He was a naturist. And then, yeah, pretty much. And you take those blenders, you just have a bonfire. Who's going to question? Yeah, this was junk, and we don't believe in, polluting the earth with, landfill. We burn it.
Oh, no, it seems like we have some sadistic viewers.
Oh, man, there was a lot of good feedback on that. So thank you again for making me an even better criminal. And then we also had on our crazy take about that, a viewer was pretty upset about not being named my best friend. And I had to assure her that while I was referring to a he, I said that she is my bestest friend as a she. So there we go. She said she unsubscribed because of it. And I had to oh, no, we're going to save this. So I came up with that answer. And hey, we saved the subscriber. That's what we do here. We fight for you.
Well, I just generally appreciate all the feedback and comments and everything that you guys have gone out there and done. We're trying to grow it. We're trying to provide you with content that you want, that you enjoy. And so any piece of feedback is something that we review and we see if we can make it work for the audience that's listening. So appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And again, thanks for joining the conversation. Oh, it burns.
It just tastes bad.
Alrighty, so pop culture is a subject everyone loves to talk about. Pop culture covers a wide variety of topics such as music, movies, television, video games, sports, comic books, food, and social media. So, Mac, have you seen any good movies lately?
Honestly, right now, with two young children in the house, most of what I watch is animated, like Disney movies. We have Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure it's my mother-in-law's Disney Plus, to be quite honest, but I'm pretty sure I don't pay for it.
Well, real quick, on that note, Disney will not now be a sponsor because we're not paying for it. Sorry, Disney.
Disney Plus is something that we watch. We have Hulu. I know I pay for that. Paramount,
that's Disney.
Paramount, whatever the special one is on that. Like I said before, I don't watch a lot of TV or movies, but I have two young children that watch movies constantly. We watch Encanto and we watch Moana and we watch. My son used to really like watching Cars and Toy Story. Those were something that were always on repeat. So, I watch generally children's movies.
So when you're referring to like toys and cars, do you because they make those for parents too, so they're enjoyable, even like the Shrek films. Do you have a favorite animated film series?
Series, no, but I really like to watch. I've started to like Encanto more. I like Moana because I like the music that's in it. So,
do you like The Rock's singing voice?
I thought that the chief was this. The chief sounded a lot like him, and so I had to Google it to see if the chief was also The Rock. Like whenever he does the intro song, I was like, that sounds a lot like The Rock. But we looked it up and it's not him. So I like the music from Moana. So that's probably the one that if the kids won't pick something, I'll put that on. And as long as they don't cry about it, then we'll watch Moana.
Awesome. That's a good go-to. I can't think of a favorite animated other than Shrek myself, but I also don't have kids yet, but I'm pretty sure. When I saw Shrek, I thought it was so good, and I'm laughing like a child. When the sequel came out, Shrek 2, a friend of mine, we were such big fans that, hey, let's go to the theater and see it. One was so good. We went to the theater to see it, and we were in there, two grown men sitting amongst nothing but mothers and children. That's it. And we're laughing louder and harder than the children at all the jokes and gags, to the point where people were looking at us like, are you sure you're two grown men? Because we were laughing like we were laughing with the kids and laughing at the adult jokes too. So that was a good theatrical experience. So yeah. So that's pretty cool about the animated films. But as I was asking about like a film series, animated film series, do you have a favorite film series? Just a regular film series?
Not animated film series.
Like things you've seen throughout your life, you're like, I enjoy this. I want to go back to it. Like, all kinds of them out there.
Honestly, the one series that I can think of, I mentioned in the last podcast, I'm pretty sure was Lord of the Rings. Like that I've seen the trilogy. I read the books, so I actually wanted to know what that was in film.
What's funny about that is I actually knew that answer because we talk about Lord of the Rings pretty frequent. Yeah. So I didn't know like if you like some people say Back to the Future or
I don't want to keep dipping into the same well, but I mean that was a good trilogy.
Let's talk Lord of the Rings any and all day. Okay, so I still consider that a modern series, even though it came out just a little over 20 years ago.
Wow.
But just because it was still fresh in my mind, and it's one of those that belongs. It belongs with all the upper echelon of series. So, like myself, I think I'm also dipping into last week. My favorite film series of all time is Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. If adventure has a name, it's going to be Indiana Jones. That was the tagline, and that is, that's a definition of a hero who, he has all the charm. He gets all the good lines. He gets the chicks. He saves the day, and it's just a really heartwarming film series as it moves on, especially as it gets a little more nostalgic. You introduce Sean Connery as his father, and and his son in the films after that. So we actually have another film coming this summer, which I will be attending probably 1 billion times, because it's going to be the last time Indiana Jones is on screen, and it'll be a good time.
But that's a movie where who your favorite person in it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's Indiana Jones. But with Lord of the Rings, since you like Lord of the Rings, who is your favorite in that? I like series where you could be a fan of multiple people, because you could be a fan of the villains. You could be a fan of, there's all kinds of options when you watch Lord of the Rings. So who would your favorite in
Lord of the Rings
be?
Oh my gosh. So everyone says, oh wow, Legolas is so cool. Or, oh man, Samwise, that is the ultimate friend. And people love Samwise. Like they're going on and on and on. Oh, Mr. Frodo. And he always has his back. And even when Frodo turns on him, it's like, dude, Sam almost died to go with him on that journey when Frodo was trying to leave everybody. And, you can just tell. And he carried him at the end on his shoulders. That was awesome. But Sam's not my favorite character either.
He's a punk.
You don't like Sam?
No, it's just kind of a crybaby. I don't know. I mean,
who's more crybaby, him or Frodo?
Frodo, but he's a loyal punk, but he still gets punked like over and over.
He gets punked, but that's because he's holding his tongue. He's keeping it all contained. But there's a few scenes where it comes out where he's beating the ever living snot out of Gollum.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let somebody know. You gotta let them know what's up.
But no, my favorite character is going to be I like Aragorn. He's a bad dude. I love Legolas. I love the Fellowship characters. Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn together. But it's gonna have to be Aragorn. I mean, that dude. He's a man of honor, and he shows it, and a man of integrity, and he shows it, and he's a badass. He will. I mean, every battle he's in, I'm just mesmerized.
Yeah.
So the way oh man, like the battle the first film, he battled the Uruk-hai that came and that were trying to come take the hobbits, and Boromir's a great character too. Mm-hmm. But Boromir was giving his life to save the day, and then that little exchange between him and Aragorn, where it's like, I would have followed you, my king, save our people, and oh man, that's such a good film.
I would have to say, I know that you kind of ragged on it a little bit, but I'd have to say Legolas.
Legolas is cool.
When you watch him, there's that one where he slides down the trunk, and he's just like He's just pulling arrows out of people and just nailing them. I'm like, dude, that is so cool.
He's sliding down the trunk. Okay, he just took out a whole what they call olifants, I think.
Yeah.
This huge olifant. All the riders on it, and takes it all out. And you have Gimli going. That still counts as one enemy. Even though it took like 15 people. He slides down steps on a shield, shooting arrows at people accurately. Have you seen the Hobbit films?
Yeah.
Okay, so Legolas, while he wasn't in the Hobbit book, he was too popular of a character that Peter Jackson brought him back. And he is in here. It's like they upped what he could do.
Yeah.
He's sliding on the body of a spider and killing people. He is sliding on the body of an orc and taking people out. He's jumping on top of people's heads that are in barrels floating down the river at high speed. He's just
nimble. It's cool.
Well, did you notice in the scene in the Fellowship of the Ring where they're all trying to go through the pass of Cadaris, and all the hobbits and everybody's buried in the snow, but he actually was above everybody? Mm-hmm. It's because he's nimble and doesn't weigh much. Like it's pretty neat detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Legolas points to him for badassery. Great character. Then you put him up with Aragorn.
Yeah,
that's a team. That's
Dream
a good team.
Especially Gimli.
And then friendship with him and Gimli, that was even better because they're enemies.
Trifecta.
So yeah. So I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Talk about the film series. So, and we'll leave it at that. But we definitely have. There's other film series I'll recommend. Lethal Weapon, Die Hard. I love those movies. And I didn't mention Star Wars, but I'll leave it at that. So, how about we move on?
Yeah.
Talk something a little more crazy.
I'm down.
Cool. Do you have anything for us this week when it comes to the hypothetical journey?
I mean, since we were just talking about movies and cartoon movies, the one thing that hit my mind is if, hypothetically, you were to hook up with a fantasy character from any movie, TV show, comic book, like a fantasy character, who would it be?
Define hookup.
The act of procreation.
That hookup, okay. Because if I'm just hooking up, with buddies, hey,
That's not what I'm talking about.
My mind's not going there. But okay, so hook up.
Yeah.
All right. Honey, I love you.
In this hypothetical, you're not married.
Okay. Well, I mean, so when I was younger, I say a little bit younger, not young, but I had this thing for who did I have a crush on when I was younger? I can't recall. Oh, Jennifer Connelly. She was in Rocketeer. She was in Labyrinth, I believe, and she's in the new Top Gun. She's the love interest in the Maverick movie. But
how is she? No, I'm talking fictional character. Like, I'll give you mine, and then you'll understand.
Oh,
what I'm saying.
Okay. No, the character.
Yeah, character. Mine would be like, if I'm trying to just wife a fictional whatever, I'd go with like Jasmine from Aladdin. That would be mine. But I'm talking.
Is it because she's hot?
Or I mean, we'd even go. Who killed Roger Rabbit? That girl.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit. Wait. Or I thought she was just a red-haired, voluptuous lady. I didn't think she was a rabbit.
No. It's her name because Roger Rabbit. Rabbit's his last name.
Yeah.
She's Jessica Rabbit.
But she's not a rabbit, right?
No.
I mean, if I'm doing anything with a rabbit, it's got to be the rabbit girl from Space Jam.
What was her name? Lola.
So no, yeah, Lola. No. You got to pick. You got to pick a like cartoon or animated character. You could do comic book. Like
oh shit,
like,
you said animated. I'm bad. Okay, my bad.
Like Mystique. Like it can't be a person because then you just like the person.
Fine. I was thinking about. Okay, I'm with you.
Coming up with something off the top of your head right now. And no, I'm not attracted to Lola from Space Jam. I'm just giving an example.
I mean,
where are you going?
Fine. I'm gonna go with the I can't remember that character's name. The princess in Shrek, the one that's voiced by
Fiona.
Cameron Diaz.
Princess Fiona.
Yeah, Princess Fiona. I'm going with Princess Fiona because with her, with Fiona, Man, I'm getting two body types here as far as my desires. I'm getting, the princess of my dreams.
That's a good one. I like it. You got the ogre version.
And then if I'm ready, for some ogre action, I'm going to have some ogre action. It's like, hey,
whenever you want to get wild, just pick me up, throw me across the room.
Choke slam, boom. I love you too.
That's funny. Wait, I think once they fall in love, she doesn't go back to a princess anymore. I think she stays perma ogre.
I'm going to say Princess Fiona from the first film before.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I'm going to let Shrek have her.
Okay.
She was alone in that tower for a long time. And,
she needed some compassion.
And I was the knight that was guarding her. And then finally, I had to leave because she just wanted something else. But it was a fun summer fling. We actually don't tell the king this. We actually escaped.
Farquaad.
Exactly. Fiona and I had a great summer in the mountains, and God, we would either ogre it up, or we would just, and it was romantic. I think that was Shrekback Mountain. I can't remember, but
what?
Well, they didn't really talk about it in the film, but that's where we spent the summer, and we were just in love. And then in the end, I wasn't the right man for her, so I took her back. And then when it comes to her, Fiona, your real man's coming, and you're going to find your true love too. And I just, I had to basically leave as a gentleman. I left.
I don't think her getting dumped after you had ogre loving is fair.
I'm a hard act to follow. So you got somebody else but obviously I'm not an ogre, so I couldn't fulfill half of her needs, as far as what she needed in a reciprocal partner, and be with her, understand what she's going through.
You probably couldn't breed because you're different species.
That too.
So you couldn't give her a child.
That too. And so we had a lot in common, but I think our relationship was purely physical, and we just had a good time. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, Princess Fiona from Shrek, and yours was Jasmine from Aladdin.
Well, I mean,
are you going for the magic carpet ride here, or?
I just thought Jasmine was pretty when I was a kid.
Do you have one now as an adult? An animated chick, you're like, okay.
I mean, and I thought the Who Killed Roger Rabbit girl was cute.
Voiced by Kathleen Turner.
I mean, I don't think Moana's cute. I think it's creepier now.
It's creepier. It's creepier. That's why I was setting you up for it.
I mean, as an adult, maybe I just roll the dice and say Mystique. Let's see what that blue's all about.
CGI animated girl. Okay. I mean, you could have said Angelina Jolie from Beowulf. I think she was Beowulf's mother or Grendel's mother.
That would be more about Angelina Jolie than it would be about anything else. That's not fair.
Hashtag not an Angelina Jolie fan, but you met Angelina Jolie.
Hashtag I do like Angelina Jolie, so if I picked her.
My personal taste is no. I'm not an Angelina Jolie fan, but you actually met Angelina Jolie, right?
Yeah, for whatever reason, she visited the Secretary of Defense's office when I was working in the Pentagon, and she visited and she took pictures with us, and she was way smaller in real life. If you've ever seen her in film, she is not nearly as tall as you believe that she is. She's probably, I would be willing to bet she's probably just over 5 foot, if not smaller. Like, she's tiny, and her frame is way tinier than you think. So like, I went to put my arm around her because that's what everybody was doing, like take a picture like that. And I put my arm around her and I grabbed her hip. I just tried to move in and I slammed her hip bone against my leg hip bone, and she was just like, ah. And I was like, man.
You made Angelina Jolie go, ah.
Oh, that's true. I never thought about it like that. I just put her in pain. So
the Mac Man.
But yeah, that was a cool celebrity story.
Okay, so I'm Angelina Jolie, Pentagon.
Yep.
Just who are you? Agent Mac?
Secret agent, man. No. I'm just a normal dude doing normal things, man.
He's a man of many skill, and so am I, which is going to lead us to a gentleman's challenge. Today's gentleman's challenge will be what we call the ring swing. Many of you have probably seen this on Facebook. And this device, it's a very simple concept. You have the ring. You have the swing. You let it go, and if you make it connect, that's to your advantage. You want to connect as many times. Pull it off, try it again. Pull it off and try it again. Every time, the goal is to move this piece right here. It starts in the center, Boom, I got it on the ring. I move forward. Boom, he gets it on the ring. He moves it back. So depending on how many times you land the ring, the goal is to get it off of the little platform here. Then the better man will be revealed, and the lesser man will be revealed. So
the first one that sinks 3 extra shots on the other person.
more or less. So like I said, if you've seen it on Facebook, you kind of know how it goes. This will lead immediately into today's comeuppance, which we will reveal momentarily. All right, here we go. Cheers to you. Okay. Let's do this.
I really want to win this.
I know you do.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Come on.
I'm choking.
Come on now.
Oh, we're getting the hang of it. Uh-oh. Come on,
Sorry. Come on now. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, we got it first. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on. No!
Oh, I got it. In your face.
Damn it!
In your face.
Gosh. Oh, yeah. That was going either way. Golly.
Dude, I clutched up.
Oh, man.
I clutched up because I was down. You were having me at the edge of the board, and I was back against the corner, and then all of a sudden it was sink shot after shot.
Dude.
Holy
oh,
smokes.
My gosh. Okay.
Woo! That was a fun game. I enjoyed that. We should play that next time.
I think we should, because I think we were pretty even. It was just an endurance, more or less. So
just focus. Like the more, if you got 2 in a row, you either started getting nervous or you just started clutching up and just hitting them.
Dadgummit. Can you hand me that glass over there, please? Just a glass. So if we had been playing per Facebook rules, we would have been utilizing the shot glass, and so that's how people know it. But since we did not play it that way, bring on the comeuppance.
What I have for you here is some apple cider vinegar. I would like you to pour 1 undiluted shot of apple cider vinegar into that. Take a swig and then turn and face the better man.
It would be ungentlemanlike to at least not congratulate the better man.
Oh, yeah.
So,
appreciate it. Don't squeeze so hard. I know you're upset. It's okay.
Okay.
I would be too.
All right, here we go. I don't think the bourbon's going to help, but I tried.
Did you shake it?
I did not shake it.
Yeah, let's shake it.
Today's comeuppance we call the shot of shame. Well, first, we will show you the shot.
You're a legend. Oh, that was great. That was great.
That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Oh.
So what's our record now? 4-1. I've won 4 challenges.
Episodic.
You won 1.
It's episodic. We don't keep records.
4-1.
No. Technically, you. Okay. No. You're the better man for today. That doesn't mean the better man of all time. Good Lord, dude. Okay, and by the way, the tortilla portion was the shame. The shame from the shame shot.
Yeah, now you figure out where the shame part came from.
God, that was a gentleman's shaming right there.
Oh, man.
That is so bad, dude. Oh.
Which hurt worse? Or which is the worst part? The tortilla piece or the shot?
Well, the slap, you whizzed that thing.
Yeah.
That thing had you put some stank on it. Then you have to swallow the shot. I should have spit it out when you hit me.
You should have just like turned towards the camera. Just a missed shot.
Dude. Oh, the fumes do not go away, and that was undiluted. And probably in about 5 minutes, R.I.P. stomach.
Yeah, let's jump into this hot take so that we can wash that taste out of your mouth.
Oh, not enjoyable. Well, better man for the episode. Who would you like to go first?
You know what? Normally I defer, but I'm going to play this time because I'm going to let you get yourself together, not talk through the pain of that shot. So I'm going to start by saying that you might not be very thrilled with this hot take. Pro wrestling is not, nor has it ever been, a sport. Never will be a sport, never was a sport. You believe it to be a sport. Am I correct?
That's where you're going this week?
Okay. So basically, I'll outline the reasons why I say this. Okay? In sports, there's a victor. There's a loser. there's no predetermination of who's going to have the better outcome. Just like when we play gentlemen's challenges, we do not script that out.
We don't?
We legitimately finish the gentleman's challenge.
Mac wins the gentleman's challenge.
It doesn't say that on that piece of paper. So we play the game. Whoever wins, and you get authentic reaction to that. Okay? Number 2, in sports, they don't pre-script movement. If you wanted to convince me that pro wrestling was the best form of choreographed dance, I would agree. It's much like cheerleading, much like ballet, much like maybe even the Olympics. If you are going to tell me that it's a sport, number 1 has to have a victor and somebody who does not win that is not pre-scripted. Number 2, it cannot be choreographed in any way. So that's what I'm saying.
So it's not a sport based on these things you have stated.
Correct. Those are the 2 main.
Okay. Well, see, normally we kind of like, I can see where you're coming from. And I recognize, because I am a pro wrestling fan, why you think I might have been offended by that. How dare you, by the way?
Well, you said it in episode 1. I'm pretty sure you said pro wrestling is a sport. And from that very moment, I've been churning my wheels wanting to let you know that it's not. So here you go.
Oh, man.
It's not.
Oh, man. All right, so I'll say on pro wrestling, I'll agree with you. I will agree with you that it's not a sport. It's not a sport in the traditional sense of what you say. No, I won't disagree. Where I will disagree with you on is people disregard it because it's promoted as a sport. And I think the logo is sports entertainment, which I'm not a big fan of that, but that's essentially what it is. And it's a male soap opera. But what I would disagree with people on is the athleticism behind it is real. So I think I do 100% believe they're athletes. It's just, it is predetermined. They do map out a lot of their matches. If they're professional enough and have been in the game a long time, sometimes they just, let's go in there and wing it. They don't even call it out. They just do it. That's how good they can be. So the athleticism, the skill and strength you need to pull off half those moves and to tell a convincing story, it's legit. That part's legit. I agree it's not a sport, and I hated it for the longest time until a friend of mine invited me over to a pay-per-view I'm like, and with a group of his friends, and I'm just like, fine, I'll make the most of this. And I sat there and saw how much fun they were having as I'm rolling my eyes. And eventually I came back the next month. I slowly started catching on. And I was realizing, actually pro wrestling plays that for me. It's like a video game. You have these characters wailing on each other, whether it looks real or not. And one's energy is going down, like in a fighting game, right? And when it comes down to it, the person's so weakened down by everything, it comes down to a finishing move in a match. Like in a video game, there's a finisher, right? So, and then the finisher is supposed to be designed to be so punishing and over the top. It's like, who gets the finisher? What are we going to see? So it became more of a social thing for me. And then to where I bought into the fantasy of it. What I didn't buy into was the fact that I'm not going to not call them athletes. They're amazing people with amazing skill. Not always the best acting.
Well, if it's fair, I will absolutely agree with you on the fact that they are athletic. They are athletic in their own right. It still takes strength to pick a man up over your body and slam him down on the ground.
Or do the jumping off the ropes and also being able to go sometimes 20 minutes to an hour. If you and I did that right now, I would be gassed within 5 minutes.
Yeah, stamina's a thing.
So it's a lot that goes into it. A lot of strength training, a lot of stamina building, and so when it's all said and done, wrestling has a bad overall view from the public because it used to be more of a carnival show back in the day when it was coming up before it was turned into a corporate entity, thanks to the genius Vince McMahon. So and he is a genius. I don't care what anyone says. So know your role, shut your mouth. You either like it or you don't, but one can appreciate the athleticism behind it. So I do agree with you, even though that stung a little bit in my heart. So, all right. So my hot take. Let's see where this goes. I'm coming after science.
Oh man. So I attack your wheelhouse. Now you come after me. I gotcha.
And what I mean by science is the status of science in our society. Again, I'm attacking the trendiness of science, people's reaction to science. Maybe not 100% science itself, but how science is used as a crutch. How science
Examples of what you mean.
Examples of what I mean. So you talk about the group think. You talk about the people that are, they don't research things themselves. They just simply rely on it. Science by a lot of these people are treated as, it's almost like its own religion. Do not deny science. Never deny science. And it's like, okay. I'm not a science denier at all, but I'm willing to deny the negative effect of bad science, wrong science. Such and such person said this, and you just need to listen to it. I said, well, yeah, okay, this person said this, on a very controversial topic here or there. But are we really only going by this data? Because, there's no open for discussion for a counter scientific, argument. They just don't allow it nowadays. Maybe back then, back in the day, it was a thing, but.
So you're talking about something that hasn't been proven by the scientific method to be fact is being spoken about like it's fact.
Right. And specifically, like I said, what I mean by that is I'm attacking the people who hold science up in such a high regard, treat it like a religion. You can't question anything. And I mean anything. And especially in this day and age with misinformation going on out there, if you question it, they call you the misinformer. And I disagree with that. And I think that's where science has too high of a pedestal in our society, and I think it needs to be scaled down a bit. Science is great. Science has taught us many things, and I'm pro-science, but I'm attacking the love of science, the over-reliance, the crutch of science.
Well,
know what you're talking about before you say, hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He said this, or Bill Nye the Science Guy, not a real scientist, by the way. He does have a degree in something, but he's not a real scientist. But people are like, but Bill said.
Well, in fairness, Neil deGrasse does do a lot of research before he just spouts stuff off.
Sure.
So he would be one of the best informed people.
But let's say somebody else. The process. Let's say somebody else is also just as well informed, but they're just immediately disregarded because maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson maybe leans a certain way politically. I don't know, because sometimes to be a scientist and to be heard, it's also you have to sell yourself. You have to be cool, and if you're just cool, there's no questioning cool.
So therein lies the rub. So like if I speak about something like it's fact, then it should have been scientifically proven to be fact, utilizing the scientific method.
Right.
Or if somebody says that it's fact, You should be able to look that up and know whether it's true or not. I pretended in the beginning that I'm a big science guy and that I'm with science, but I'm actually pretty much anti big science. Like big science is exactly who you're talking about.
You agree with me?
I do. Because
big science and the people, the kind of the groupthink sheep that follow.
Okay. I like science, but I don't like basically what you said. I don't like things stated as fact whenever they are not fact. You could put a snippet and say, scientists believe this to have been from 1000 BCE. Boom, done.
Right.
But you can't date it because it's next to this other artifact that has inscriptions that were written from a certain time period from a certain emperor. And it just so happens that those inscriptions look nothing like the actual sculpture, but yet you're dating it all in a group.
But also, and you're attacked. Who are you to question that? You weren't there. And don't take their culture from them. They say it's theirs, but is it though? There are examples. It's human nature, first of all, to think you're going to be a know-it-all, a subject matter expert on everything. But it's prevalent in colleges. Even if your degree is not in that field, you hear your instructors and you hear the lectures. You sit through it, and it's just like and that is the gospel to you. That is fact, and there's no questioning. And then that's why I said the group think. It just because I don't 100% back science completely. Though I believe in science, I think science is amazing and has proven many things. Because I'm not 100% behind everything. I don't check every box. Mm-hmm. I'm an enemy to science. So I don't like that. That's why hot take. That's why I dislike science.
Well, we can't be hypocritical in nature.
The pedestal of science is what I dislike.
We can't be hypocritical in nature, though, because just like I said, scientists can't, without fact and without the scientific method, say that something is true.
Yeah.
We can't do that the same way. So like when I mentioned the Sphinx, I cannot prove that thing's older than what they say.
Right.
You had to be open and honest about that. And a lot of people who speak for us that question something, they're not the mouthpiece that we want because they do the exact same thing. They try to force feed the opposite down your throat, and that just riles people up.
Here's where I'm going to go ahead and rally cancel culture for the show. So I'm just going to say this, the hot topic. I'm not going to listen to Greta Thunberg when it comes to climate change. I'm not. How dare you? She's a child. They don't attack a child. It's not about attacking her. I just don't trust her credibility. That being said, thank you for tuning into our final episode. Once again. So.
Science, huh?
Yep. Salty science. So.
Don't be a hypocrite.
Don't be a hypocrite.
Get the facts.
Do you even science, bro? Yep. So that'll about wrap it up as far as the hot take, and that'll about wrap it up for the show. So I think we covered a lot of fun topics, specifically the animated girl thing. So we covered a lot of fun topics, and in a manner most refined. We established who the better man was and the lesser man was. Just don't do it. Anyway, but everything we covered today, I think, came together to form a beautiful take.
Or a gentleman's take.
Indeed, sir. So, if you would, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And press that post notification bell. That way you can be alerted to whenever we share something new. Clips, episodes, you name it. I finally got to plug that. Feedback said, hey, you're not telling us to do that. I am so sorry. You're right. So with that being said, until we meet again, be sure to sit back, sip some bourbon,
smoke a stogie,
and appreciate the finer things in life. You did it! Folks, we're going to come back here live. We're coming back live. We were doing our outro. We're having a discussion. And he just did a shot of apple cider.
It wasn't full.
No,
Oh, Jesus.
You just a little bit.
Oh.
I did not expect that. I was ready to slap you. The audience take.
We want to hear from you.
Any suggestions or requests for future takes, challenges, comeuppance, or criticisms, please email us at AGentlemansTakePodcast@gmail.com.
Don't forget to check out our Twitter and Instagram pages for exclusive content.